Hello everyone, welcome to today's Leetcode coding challenge, which is keys and rooms. So let's understand what is the problem statement is. So there are n rooms and you start in room number 0. Each room has a distinct number from 0 to n minus 1. Each room number may have some keys to access the other room. Formally, each room I has a list of keys, rooms of I, which is a vector actually, and each key rooms of ij is an integer from 0 to n minus 1, where n is equal to rooms dot length. So this is actually vectors of vector programmatically. So a key rooms of ij is equal to v opens the room with number v. So let's head over to the example right here. If the input is 1, 2, 3 and the null vector here, then the answer is true, and the explanation is we are starting from row number 0 and pick up the key 1, then we go to the room number 1 and pick up the key 2, then we will go to the room number 2 and pick up the key 3. We go to the room number 3. Since we are able to go to every room, we return true. So the problem statement looks like a jumbled up, so we can simplify this problem here. We have taken this example, and I'm explaining it here. So I have already written it to save some time here. So the problem statement is very simple. We can assume it in the form of a graph or a tree, you can say. So we have a node 0 here. Let's suppose we have node 0 here, and from 0 we can go to room number 1 and room number 3, because we have the key of room number 1 and 3. So let's draw here room number 1 and room number 3, which is a node here. Let's make direction, so we can come from 0 to 1 and also 0 to 3. So now that we are in room number 1, we can go to room number 3, 0 and 1. So from room number 1 we can go to room number 1. It is a self loop here. From number 1 we can again go back to the room number 0 if you want to. From room number 1 we can also go to room number 3, but we cannot go to room number 2. So we are not having the key to go to the room number 2, so we cannot visit all the nodes here, so we are going to return false here. As the example says, it is false. We can enter the room number 2. As we can see here, we have not the key or address specifically to reach the node 2, so we're returning false. So now that we have understand what actually is the problem statement is, let's head over to solve this problem. So one of the basic approaches is DFS, which is breadth first search, and the other is BFS. These are the two very common methods to solve this problem. So now let's head over to the Leetcode coding part of this problem, and let's start coding. Let's take a set. We are going to take a set to save all the visited nodes or visited rooms. We name it visited. Now we are going to insert 0 in it, as we are going to start, as it is said here, there are n rooms and you start in room number 0. So we are going to add 0 first in the visited set. Remember, set is a data structure which saves unique elements. So we have inserted 0 in the set visited. Now we are going to take a stack of integer type st, and we are going to push the first room in the stack. So it is a way of approaching DFS, like DFS, as DFS uses the stack, we are using the stack here. So remember, stack is a data structure in which the push and pop operations are performed. So we are going to perform this while loop for as long as the stack is not empty. Again, we are going to take a vector here of integer type. This is going to be key. As we already know that they are in each and every room, we are going to have some keys, as it is said in here, like each room may have some keys to access another room or next room. So we have taken a vector with name keys, as each and every room have some keys to access another room. So rooms of I will have some key. So I can just write this rooms of, from here, st.top. So we are accessing the rooms from popping it up from this stack, as we are using DFS approach to solve this problem. Now we are going to remove the element which we just used, pop. So we have popped the element or node from the stack. Now we are going to traverse how many keys we have. So we are checking that if visited is in the, if the key is already been visited, is already been in the set visited. So we are checking it by using the function find, which is defined in the C++ library. So a find function returns an iterator. So we have cached it in an iterator. So we have declared an iterator, catch it in the iterator. Now we are going to check if the iterator is, if the key was already been in the visited or not, by if condition. If iterator is equal to visited.end, it means the key was not in the visited set. So we are going to add it in the visited set. So we are going to insert this key in the visited set, and also we are going to push it in the stack. As you can see, now the loop is going to run as long as the stack is not empty. After that, we are just going to return if the size of the set visited is equal to rooms dot size, the size of the vector which we just received. It means we have visited all the rooms. So let's write it. Okay, now let's run it. Okay, it is finished and it is showing true to both the sides, which means it runs successfully. Okay, submit it now. Okay, our solution has been accepted. Now let's analyze it. So it says we have beaten 72.2% in the time complexity and 60% in the memory usage. So that's been it. Thanks for watching. Keep coding.